Would need to flip just a handful of seats in November to win back control of the U.S. House of Representatives, and many eyes will be on New York for pickup opportunities. But they also have to hold on to some competitive seats like those represented by Congressman Pat Ryan, who represents a district north of New York City, and he joins us now. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You were among the first House members to publicly call on President Biden to exit the race after his debate performance in June. I wonder then what your assessment is of the Harris-Walz ticket and how that potentially boosts Democrats' chances of winning the House.
I think the combination of Joe Biden patriotically passing the torch and then Kamala Harris and Tim Walz absolutely taking command of this race in a way that has Trump, I think, petrified, and now, for example, attacking my fellow combat veterans, attacking Medal of Honor recipients, just self-inflicted wound after self-inflicted wound. So I think we're on the offensive now.
You're, fair to say, I think, playing a little defense back home as well, though. We know Republicans are targeting your seat, among others. So I just wonder what you think, what you want to hear from the Harris-Walz campaign that will help folks like you. That what kind of policy articulation, what kind of message you want to hear from this ticket that would actually have a positive down-ballot impact?
Yeah, I mean, I think Vice President Harris has been right on the message for a district like mine and for the country. She's been centering freedom, talking about protecting, expanding, and defending core American freedoms, reproductive freedom, of course, but economic freedom. We saw her agenda, or the beginnings of it, on Friday, making sure that folks that are really feeling that financial pressure right now get some relief. That is that winning combination, and we're hearing it tonight. We're going to continue to hear it, and I think it's now at sort of very close to an unstoppable level of momentum for Kamala Harris.
Well, you won your seat in 2022 by campaigning aggressively on the issue of reproductive rights after the Supreme Court overturned Roe. Based on your experience, I mean, what from that was instructive that you would advise other Democrats to do in those races where reproductive rights might be a resonant issue?
I think on that issue of reproductive freedom and abortion rights and all issues, we need to stop pulling our punches. We need to be clear from the heart, from the gut. And we've seen Vice President Harris do that and really connect with people and give people something to be for. And that is that's the energy that we're feeling here right now.
When New York Democrats underperformed in the last election, that was largely why Republicans were able to pick up the House. What has your delegation, your caucus, I mean, what are you planning to do differently in this next race?
Well, we have Leader Hakeem Jeffries from my home state, who not only leads our delegation, but is, of course, about to be the Speaker of the House, which is very exciting. On the message, we've talked about that. Organizationally, the New York State Democratic Party, under Hakeem's leadership, has really stepped up our game. In my district, for example, we have field offices, paid volunteers, to really marshal this energy of volunteers, and that's all going to build to, I think, a winning formula, not just in my race, but I think we're going to flip several of these critical New York House seats from red to blue.
You care to make a prediction? We should mention we had Speaker Emerita Pelosi on not too long ago.
I wouldn't want to.
And she said, she predicted that you're going to win a majority here, but she did cite, as Jeff mentioned, those 5 seats as those were like critical seats in New York. That you can tell she still holds dear. Should have not lost those. But how do you think y'all will fare in this next election?
I feel really good. We've got to earn it. I mean, I think we should not be celebratory. We should not get ahead of ourselves. But the momentum and the trajectory is just growing and building. I think we could easily flip 3 and maybe up to 4 or 5 in New York.
All right, that is New York Congressman Pat Ryan. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, guys.